sorry.
Definitely don't feel better. Nope.
You're almost there.
You're almost there. Just cover. No one's trying to hurt you. Just have a seat, please.
Yep.
Where's the fucking break? Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
I do not.
Do you? That's funny.
That's what.
If you
That's an indication of when keeping it racist goes absolutely wrong. As you see cops showed up there. This is at the University of Kentucky. As you see one student there, her name is Sophia Rosing, battling with a couple of other students there. Though those are not her friends trying to get her to her room because she's so drunk out of her head that she has to get some rest. No, those are, one of them at least was working that particular dorm area or apartment area. And then racial slurs were tossed all over the place. The reason why there's lots of mutes there, because she continuously called this student an N-word and a bitch. Constantly. It's almost like she couldn't come up with anything else to say. Or she was drunk, or she's just a flat out racist. Before we go to all of these consequences that are coming her way, let's look at how this whole thing started though, because that was the end once the cops finally showed up. This is how she got started in fighting with this one woman.
What I had to deal with at work.
Door for those two guys. Yep. Bitch. I get paid $11 an hour. Yeah. You're fucking for.
I hope.
Could you stop, please? No. Could you stop? No. Thank you.
I'm getting most of it.
Oh, Jesus. I did not get paid enough for this. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
You're in your bitch.
Yeah.
I got the phone video.
Me too.
I got the phone.
Your bitch.
You okay?
Are you trying to get me to get her to like get chairs and things? She's not gonna be drunk.
You're drunk. You're bitch.
Miss Sophia has a bit of a reputation. There was someone else, as this started catching fire, another TikTok user said, I know Sophia, in fact, I work with her. Here's a story she has of her at work.
I have actually had the pleasure of working with this girl all semester and can say that this does not surprise me whatsoever. Literally, since the first time I've met her, I've always said that there was something off about her and have had to report her multiple times for being extremely disrespectful to me. Like I've never been this blatantly disrespected in my life. I've sent upwards of 17 different screenshots of messages of her being just blatantly hateful to me, to our bosses. She's made multiple comments about people of color. She just will continue to pick at me, trying to get me to fit a stereotype that she has a black woman in her head. And because I wasn't giving her the reaction that she wanted or expected, she just continued to do it. So now that we have tangible evidence that this girl is not only disrespectful, but also blatantly racist, the university needs to do something about this.
Oh, we're getting there. Consequences time. Here's her mugshot, first of all, because she was arrested, as you saw in that first video. There's Miss Sophia, I'm getting her last name already, Redding or something like that. Let me get it right. Sophia Rosing, I'm sorry. There's her mugshot there from the Fayette County Detention Center. She was booked at the Fayette County Detention Center at around 3:50 a.m. on Sunday morning. The charges there include alcohol intoxication in a public place, disorderly conduct, 4th degree assault, and 3rd degree assault. That one being on the police officer. I think he caught it a lot less than those 2 students did, but still, 3rd and 4th degree assault. And here's a list of the whole charges there that you see. Now remember that whole thing about the coworker who said she's all on my ass all the time and I'm annoyed with her, and now this is full proof of how much of a racist she is. Some people, after Dillard's pointed out that they have a new sale going on, someone asked, you can do something about your employee? Apparently, Miss Rosing worked at Dillard's, and they said this: Dillard's does not condone this behavior. Her relationship with Dillard's has been terminated immediately. Man, this had to go all the way up to Dillard's. It's probably some local one store here. Still, as others mentioned though, let's jump down to graphic 5. This did happen at the University of Kentucky, and they've decided to respond, at least up to, that was yesterday. Today, it may have already changed. But they said earlier this morning, an incident involving violence against our students, racial slurs, and offensive language occurred in one of our residence halls. UK police arrested the perpetrator, who faces criminal charges, and the investigation is ongoing. Here's the second part. Our Office of Student Conduct is also conducting an immediate review, and our student success teams are reaching out to student victims who were subject to this behavior to offer some support. And lastly, to be clear, they say, we condemn this behavior and will not tolerate it under any circumstance. The safety and well-being of our community has been and will continue to be our top priority. Looks like consequences are coming down for Miss Sophia. She's probably not gonna be at the university much longer, either by them expelling her or by choice, because she's gonna be a pariah on campus.
Yeah, I think the most amazing thing about this story is the courageous discipline of presumably like the resident advisor, whoever was working in the dorms at that point, because she could have hit her back in self-defense. I mean, she was swinging and using a lot of terribly offensive language. And Sophia was so drunk that it took like a pinky finger to restrain her. But let's be real, like when you're drunk and you're swinging, you could catch someone's cheek. Like she could have caught somebody's cheek if she got very, very lucky because she was not being very precise. But the amount of discipline and patience it takes to just restrain her for as long as they did until the police came, they really had no other choice. Like if it was a white girl, if it was like me restraining her at that point in time, I probably could have hit her back. But you have to think and put yourself in the position of being a black student in that situation. And if you were to swing back, would the police arrest you in the state of Kentucky? It takes courageous discipline to deal with racism on a daily basis for people in our country.
And sadly, lately it takes a camera, because this type of stuff is not new. We're just seeing it. So any other time this may have happened before everyone had a camera in their hand, maybe this black student would say, yeah, she was assaulting me constantly, so I shoved her. And yeah, she's laying on the floor now. And they go, why'd you shove her then? Arrest, click, 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 click. That's why, again, in Nova, she said, I'm recording this whole thing. It's almost like you need that proof, because we still know the way our system works and who they'll believe over someone else, strictly because of who they are and what they look like.